Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Naomi, and I'm here, you notice, in my studio. And today was supposed to be a Brickanista on the Move episode. I was going to be heading out to Bainbridge Island to meet with my friend, Allie Perry, and it turns out it's raining today. Imagine that. It's Seattle and it's raining. And I've been so spoiled the last couple months because we've had this glorious summer with glorious weather. And then the day that we scheduled this meeting where I was going to go, same as I did with Ferg, where we hung out on his patio, we were going to hang out on Allie's porch. And she texted me this morning. She goes, "It's raining." And I don't know if we have any alternatives. I said, that's okay, because we have the internet. And so we are going to be here and we're going to kind of hang out and we're just going to chat, because I normally would have brought something to build. But as you know, I'm working on a couple different mocks in time for BrickCon. So we're going to do some sorting, some chatting. And I wanted you all to know about Allie because she is big into cosplay. And so we're going to have a nice conversation about cosplay, how do you work on projects, what kind of inspiration you get, etc. So I'm so excited to welcome to the stream Allie Perry. Hello.
Okay.
Hi. And she goes by AllieCraft3K on Instagram.
Which I don't know much, and I've been hacked, so it's been kind of interesting.
Yes. Yeah. So welcome to the stream. Welcome to the show. And I was talking to Allie about how she and I met at BrickCon, and it's Brickham. Hello, Brickham's Den. How are you? Yeah. And welcome back to the stream. So yeah, I know. So Allie, she and I were both at BrickCon in October of 2019. Some of you probably remember that I came up here because Ferg and I met at Bricks by the Bay in July. And he told me, you got to come to BrickCon. And so I'm at BrickCon and I met with Brickworm. She and I happened to be sitting at the same table. So Deneen and I were sitting at the same table. And then she and I hung out together at BrickCon for pretty much the whole time. And Allie, she was in the same Women's Brick Initiative. And I'm going to have to look for the group photo. But I know we're in the group photo together somewhere.
I
didn't get to know each other until we started attending CLUG meetings. And I also think we talked a little bit with Nissa about the collaborative builds for the duck builds, I think. And so I know there's a group picture of us for the duck builds as well. So. At a CLUG meeting. So hello, Matthew Builds Bricks. Welcome to the stream. And so I wanted to go out to visit with Allie because she lives on Bainbridge Island. And I got hooked when I went over there to visit with Ferg. And I met with Allie after my show with Ferg. And I said, Allie, I need to have you on the show. And it gives me another excuse to go to Bainbridge Island. But today it's Seattle and it's raining.
Drip, drip, drip.
And for me to get out to Bainbridge Island, I have to take a ferry. So I have to wait in line for the ferry. Then the ferry takes about, 25, 30 minutes. And then I have to drive from Kingston down to Bainbridge Island, which takes about another 30 minutes. So it's not an easy haul to get over there. And I'm so glad she texted me this morning because it saved me a lot of time. Plus, driving in rain and taking a ferry in the rain, it just didn't seem like a fun thing to do. But still, we could still have this chat. That's the beauty of the internet, which has been awesome.
I've never done one of these before, so I'm just going to...
First time? I've got an exclusive. Well, and the reason why I wanted to have this conversation is because BrickCon is coming up again in the next couple of weeks. And this is kind of how I met Allie and Brickworm and RJ and some of all the crew here up in Seattle. Well, and honestly, because people were so welcoming in the Lego community, and 2 or 3 weeks after I attended BrickCon, and I told this story earlier, that I got evacuated from the Northern California fires. And that's when I decided I'm moving to Seattle. So I'm wearing a Sounders shirt today. So I will not wear a Seahawks shirt. I'm sorry. I'm a Niners fan. I almost wore a Niners shirt today because they're beating the Detroit Lions right now. But I said, no, that's okay. I don't want to offend
Patriots.
I don't want to offend them. Oh, you're a Patriots fan?
You know, I'm not a fan of anything, but just to be contrary, I'll wear a Patriots shirt.
Good for you. Well, I did
Brady.
I did mention to people I will wear a Sounders shirt and I will wear a Seattle Kraken shirt.
I like the Kraken
because I can't wait for the Kraken to start playing. I'm not big into hockey, but I used to live in Raleigh, and that's when the Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup that year. And it was amazing just watching the games, and I got hooked on hockey back then. So when the Kraken start playing what I think they're going to play this year, right? Supposedly. Well, for those of you who don't know the history of hockey in Seattle, apparently the Metropolitans were a big team here. And this is actually pertinent because we're in the middle of a pandemic. And they were an award-winning hockey team, the Metropolitans. And then they lost several players to the Spanish flu. And then the hockey just never really came back after that. And so we have been waiting for a hockey team for a long, long time. So I'm excited. I've got a Seattle Kraken shirt. Maybe we'll have to head out to a game once we're allowed to go to games indoors again. It may be all spectating by television. But going back to how I met Allie, is that I moved up here, and something else, if you're not familiar with Seattle, is there's something called the Seattle Freeze, which is where supposedly, I haven't witnessed this because the Lego community is so welcoming, but supposedly the Seattle Freeze is where people aren't really, they're kind of very exclusive, and they don't really want to get to know strangers very well, and they kind of call it the Seattle Freeze. But when I came up here, everybody in the Lego community has been so welcoming and so kind. And so I've been very happy to be up here, and it'll be almost 2 years. Can you believe that I moved up here in November of 2019, because it was right after BrickCon. And yeah, in next month and a half or so, I would have been here for 2 years. Yeah. So why don't we talk a little bit about Allie? In fact, can you do a little intro for yourself?
I am Allie Perry, and I live on Bainbridge Island, which Naomi already told you. I am a geek. I've been a geek and a nerd longer than it's been popular. And cosplay allows me to totally put my anxiety aside and become another person. And I love cosplay because I get to be the confident person that I never used to be. But now it's kind of spilled over because I've been embraced by the cosplay community and the Lego community. They've created a monster. So that's me. I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. One's adulting in Seattle and 2 are still at home. Their Lego, if they get left on the floor, become my Lego. I love minifigs. I hoard minifigs. I hoard Lego. What else? That's about it.
I just love the fact you embrace being a geek.
Yeah,
so all embrace being geeks.
I got a compliment about 30 years ago before I left Boston from my nephew, who said, "Aunt Allie, you're just a kid in an adult's body," and that's me. Like, I'm almost 60, and I don't accept that very well. So I'm just staying immature as long as possible.
Hey, Peter Pan syndrome. Let's all embrace it, right?
Hey.
And hello, Mr. Dewey 757. And we're doing well. It's raining, though, in Bainbridge Island, which is why I'm not on Allie's porch, which was the original plan, is that I do episodes.
Soaking wet.
I do episodes called Brickanista on the Move. And I was looking at my Brickanista on the Move episodes, and I was surprised at how many I've done already. And that kind of got me out of being in my apartment. And, you know, especially being in Seattle, we were talking earlier about the Seattle freeze. But whenever I reached out to somebody in the Lego community, I'd say, hey, I'm going to, you know, hang out. Can I hang out and use your Wi-Fi? They were like, yeah, sure. Come on over. And it's been really awesome. And oh, Matthew Builds Brick says, you look a lot younger, Allie, so don't worry. Well, I think you also hit on an important point, is that you mentioned that cosplay kind of reduces your anxiety because you can become something else or someone else, and then you can embody that person.
Yes.
And then kind of enjoy the convention that way.
Yes. Well, my best cosplay is Dolores Umbridge.
I can't wait to see that.
Annie by trade, and I get to be mean and make little kids cry. I mean, I don't intentionally make them cry.
You sound that so like with such glee. I get to make little kids cry. Oh
great. It's great.
I can't wait to see your Dolores Umbridge costume. And this is interesting because we were talking about cosplay at Lego conventions, because Allie and I were talking right before the stream about how we met at BrickCon, but honestly, the first time I've really cosplayed at a Lego convention was at Bricks Cascade. And I got inspired by Allie and a few other people, because at BrickCon, I was hanging out at the pirate section. So the Justin brothers had their pirate hats on, but that was it. They just wore pirate hats. But still, I was like, I could have worn a pirate hat. How come nobody sent me the memo? Right? There's like no memo about cosplaying. And then
go when you learn, and then you improvise for the next one. Right?
Well, and the thing is, though, there's certain conventions where there's more cosplay than others, because when we went to Bricks Cascade, there were several people doing cosplay there. But at Bricks by the Bay and at BrickCon, there isn't as much, as far as there aren't as many people, I think, doing cosplay as at Bricks Cascade. And I was wondering what your thoughts were about that, because you've been to BrickCon and Bricks Cascade.
So it was James Ritzman and Christina.
Yes.
They are heavy involved in Bricks Cascade, but they also cosplayers. Going to Emerald City Comic-Con and Rose City Comic-Con a couple of times, both. And we had these overlapping friends. We were seeing each other on Facebook and then realizing, wait, Allie, you should be going to the brick conventions. And they were the ones that got me to do that. And it was that's Kitty.
Nice cat. She looks like she's going to jump onto your dress there.
So they were the ones that talked me into starting to go to the brick conventions, because my anxiety in the past has been so extreme that I'd buy tickets to do something and then I wouldn't go.
Right.
So being embraced by that community has really helped me break out of that and just, life is too short.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
What was the question?
The question was, between Bricks Cascade and BrickCon and any other conventions you've been to, in my opinion, of the three that I've been to, Bricks Cascade embraces and encourages cosplay, whereas the others really don't.
Of the Ritzmans. And
it's because of the Ritzmans, okay.
Because they also embrace the cosplay along with the Lego, and they have done some amazing cosplay.
Yeah, I imagine. And Matthew Builds Brick says, we definitely need a pirate hat. It's a must.
Yes.
I should have brought that out, but I'm saving it for Talk Like a Pirate Day, which is September 19th.
Oh, man, I'm going to be on the boat. I'm not going to be available.
Yeah, you're going on a cruise ship. That's awesome.
And I'm
That
not
is,
cosplaying on the cruise
you
ship.
should. I was just gonna say you should bring a pirate hat on the cruise ship and say you've taken over.
We have cruised over Halloween before, and we were I made the Sesame Street Yip Yips for all my sisters and I.
Oh wow!
And we did the Yip Yips, and we were jellyfish with lights, and I've
Mm-hmm.
those. And my sisters humor me and let me dress them. But this time, no, it's just two of us, and I'm tired.
Well, it goes back to you bring out the cosplay when it's appropriate.
Correct.
And one of the things that I was asking around at CLUG, I said, so, why is it that we don't have much cosplay at BrickCon? And by the way, Brickham is like, oh, yep,
Yep.
Yep. And they were some of the favorites as a kid too. That's awesome. Thank you, Rick. Well, and so I was asking at the last CLUG meeting, I said, I'm going to be in Dystopia this year. I'm going to be the co-theme coordinator along with Eric Wilkinson. And we were talking about with Dystopia, you can have so many cosplay opportunities. You could have zombies for one day. You could have Mad Max for another day. You could have steampunk for another day. So we're super excited about it. And I think at a minimum, we're going to pick one day and we're just going to cosplay as steampunk people. I don't even know what you call a steampunk person. But I'm just going back to the original question. Do you find that Bricks Cascade is the place that you do more cosplay for Lego, or are there other places you've heard of that where Lego specific conventions encourage cosplay?
I've only done Bricks Cascade and BrickCon live.
Okay.
I've joined on a few others with the pandemic video and stuff. But for BrickCon coming up, I am planning to
Dolores Umbridge.
Dolores Umbridge is coming out, and I was told I have to shake it up for Sunday. So there's going to be like some.
I think you should. I think you should. Do you have a top hat?
No, it's a different direction. Not.
Okay.
No.
Well, we had talked about possibly having Dolores Umbridge as a zombie, which would be super cool.
I do all the makeup, and I just have to overdo it because one Halloween I was a zombie mom and somebody wanted to call CPS for me. I was getting gas in there. Are you okay? What? I'm fine. And like, oh no, this is Halloween. I'm okay.
That's how convincing you were. You just didn't have like brain bits coming out of your mouth, right?
No, I just had black and blue on one side of my face.
Okay.
It wasn't good. I mean, it was good, but it was too good.
It looked like you probably were in a fight or something, right?
It looked like a spouse situation. And like the least violent person on the planet. Like really, they thought I was.
Oh, that's not good.
Now I overdo it.
Yeah, make it over the top so it's obvious.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, there was one year for Halloween that I dressed up as a snake woman, and I had custom made my dress. It was like a long flowing dress, and I had taken those little prescription bottles and I had put little pebbles in them. So then that way when my dress moved, it kind of sounded like rattles. Ooh. And I had this makeup, this like silvery green makeup that I put on my face and on my hands. And I have to see if I can find a photo of that. And then the other thing I did is on the bottom of my lip, I had made this forked tongue out of felt. And I attached it with spirit gum here on the bottom of my lip so that whenever my mouth was closed, it looked like I had this, and then when I was talking, the thing would kind of flap, right? Uh-huh. It was so much fun. And I said, I haven't done a lot of cosplay in a long time. And with Halloween coming, and so you really have inspired me, because
Yay!
I wanted to
I
you to have a chance to show off your dress there. So let me highlight you again. So for those of you who don't know, this is an award-winning dress. This is an award-winning dress from Bricks Cascade for the best wearable art. Is that right?
BrickCon.
At BrickCon too?
Yeah, the online version got best art
Oh.
or something. It won an award with two. So now I have to do something different.
Oh, okay.
The same.
Well, why don't you explain to people what makes this such a unique dress?
I should have counted how many minifig wrappers I used, but
Yeah.
I don't know. And a lot of people were helping me get wrappers, but basically it's all the collectible minifig wrappers
Mm-hmm.
and inserts, because in the process of doing the fabric to make the skirt, I burned and melted a lot of the minifig.
Oh.
It was a real trial and error process, but the top is laminated with plastic laminating sheets. The minifig wrappers are sewn onto a cotton base.
Oh, okay. That's the trick.
Yeah, and there's a lot of duct tape. I shouldn't admit to that, but there's a lot of duct tape.
Duct tape? So where's the duct tape? Is it behind?
It's behind, because this block, the seams would pull.
Mm-hmm.
So
cat.
I can't do anything.
She's hilarious.
This is Kibby. I don't have dogs, but I have cats who think they are dogs. And yeah, and I have a little purse that goes with it.
Yes.
So my idea at Bricks Cascade was to have the purse full of minifigs and stuff to pass out when little kids came up and talked to me about the dress. But what would happen was, what did happen was one kid went off and told somebody else, and then I was surrounded by a mob of kids wanting stuff, and I didn't have enough for everybody. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I should have thought of something, but
well, when you're giving away minifigs, of course you're going to draw a crowd. Look for that woman in that dress.
But it was so much fun. It was just, but it's also bulky and sweaty and hard to maneuver. So she stays like this from now on.
Oh, okay. And Joel Marbella is here. Hello, welcome. And what we were talking about is that Allie is big into cosplay, and she's really inspired me with some of the things that she's been doing, and that particular dress. And you probably saw on the little profile picture I put on Instagram and on YouTube is that photo, she and I sat together at Bricks Cascade, and she was wearing that dress that you see right there. And the other question I had for you is that the bodice piece, is that something you made as well?
I did not.
Attach it, or did you buy that separately? Okay.
At Emerald City Comic Con.
Okay.
So I had it on hand, and I had never used it before, and it worked out wonderfully.
It's just gorgeous,
and it just fit in. The dress, I can't talk. The skirt pattern is for like a peasant, not a high ranking lady,
not a noble person.
It was more for a kitchen scuttle maid or whatever.
Kitchen scuttle maid dress.
And the top is a pirate top.
I was just gonna say that looks like a pirate shirt.
Yeah, it's a pirate costume top. So I just wing it and put things together, and my Dolores is all Salvation Army.
Okay, can't wait to see it.
You can find pictures of her on my Facebook and on Instagram.
Okay.
But I'm really excited to bring her out, because
I can't wait.
It's literally bringing somebody out of the bin
now,
and letting her breathe.
What I should do when you do Dolores Umbridge, I actually have a costume for like Hermione Granger, where I have the robe and I have the tie and I wore that when I was in film school. So I should probably wear that the day you're Dolores Umbridge.
Well, Dolores Saturday and then Dolores Zombie on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So there will be opportunity.
Okay.
I'm just excited, but just the thought of getting her out and doing her hair up.
Oh yeah.
It's an old lady wig and big bouffant type thing. I have a good time.
Well, I have to figure out a way to make. I'm probably closer to Cho Chang than Hermione Granger, but I've got to find a way to make Cho Chang dystopian on Saturday. So if I can, or maybe I do her as a zombie on Sunday, and then do the steampunk on Saturday. I don't know. I'll have to think. We'll have to chat. We'll have to chat and do that. But so going back to being inspired by you is that I've been following a lot of cosplayers now. The other person or people who've also inspired me are Amy DD and also Crystal Starr from Lego Masters Season 1. They're both big into cosplay. And I don't know if you've been watching Amy DD's her Instagram account, but she has been posting all the photos that she took at Dragon Con. And
check those out.
And it's taken her months. And she talked about crunch time and how she flew to Atlanta from Dallas. And I think she had 7 different costumes that she brought with her. And I was wondering, have you ever traveled with your cosplay or have you stayed locally here?
Other than taking the Yip Yips and the jellyfish onto a cruise boat, I've not traveled with them. I've also
taking Yip Yips on a cruise ship. That phrase alone is just hysterical.
I had to ship them to Boston in a huge box that cost like $50 to ship. And they're still sitting at my sister's house because I couldn't get them on the plane to come back. Where is a Yip Yip picture? I have one close by.
Oh,
to show you.
Sure.
Let me get up. Hold on just a second.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Here, I'll make myself solo while you're up and about. Yeah. So we're talking, for those of you who just joined us, this was supposed to be a Brickanista on the Move episode, but because it's raining in Seattle, I got this text message from Allie and she says it's totally wet over there in Bainbridge Island. And we were supposed to do this outdoors on a porch and a patio. And one of the things that I've been extremely excited about is this whole idea of cosplay at Lego conventions. And it seems like it is more prevalent in Bricks Cascade. There seems to be some little bits of cosplay. So for example, I mentioned at BrickCon, if I had known, because I had traveled from San Francisco for that particular one, I would have brought my pirate hat. I would have worn my pirate hat around. And so when I was at Bricks Cascade, what I did is I brought my pirate hat and I brought some black boots, a black skirt, and then I happened to run into a t-shirt maker there, and he made the never say die, I think, the Goonies phrase, and he made that shirt for me at the con, and I wore that. And I think we have Allie back.
No picture.
No picture. Oh, bummer.
I can always post it on your Instagram or something.
Yeah, or you post it on your Instagram and I'll repost it. But yeah, and
let me see what I can find. But anyway, go on.
Black.
Oh no! Oh no!
There she is. There she is. She's back again.
I can't do that. I can't go looking for things on my phone.
No, not while you're broadcasting. Unless you could do it. You could do it like this. If I make myself solo, so nobody can see what you're doing behind the scenes.
Okay.
So I can see that right now you got a black screen.
All right.
So you can do your searches, and then when you're done searching, then I can say, okay, you're back, and then I can bring you back. So, so while Allie's searching for that, we are talking about these different kinds of cosplay. So I asked her for a consult because, and while she's searching, I'll tell you about, this is a pirate outfit that I found online, but honestly, it's not that great. So I'm thinking about retrofitting this. So I wanted to show Allie that. So this has a pre-printed front. So you can see this pre-printed front, and it's got, the cool thing about it is the lace around the top and these arms, right? So I do think that's kind of cool. But this, I don't know, I almost feel like it would be better if I just took the belt buckle off and put this onto like a real skirt instead of this like flimsy dress looking thing. So I'm just kind of curious what your thoughts are, because I know it's kind of hard to tell from this, but I don't know. I mean, it could be fine if it was long distance. Uh-oh. Allie just dropped in out of the studio. She's going to have to come back. She was in the background, but then she just dropped. So I'm just kind of curious from the chat if you can see this. I mean, I can maybe hold it up to me. I also personally like black better than brown. Okay, Allie's back. Let me add her to the studio. So,
my cat did that.
Your cat did that?
Totally
like
knocked my phone off.
From you.
Anyway, can't find the picture. But
you can't find the photo? Okay, so what do you think about this thing? I think I'm going to have to like take elements of this and redo it.
I think so.
Yeah, you agree, right? Because
I agree.
Yeah,
because
I like the sleeves, because the
fabric looks. You can augment it. You can use that to make it look less like something you bought.
Yeah, exactly. But I only have 7 days.
Right,
like a pirate day.
My Tilly from Star Trek Discovery, my Tilly costume, I want to take apart and redo because it looks, I spent a pretty penny on it, but it looks like it was made.
That's awful.
It just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
The fabric looks cheesy to me.
Yeah. And that's
if
kind
I
of
made it myself, I would have bought more elevated
exactly
fabric.
You would have used better fabric. And I mean, and it's kind of hilarious because the back, I'll just show you, the back has Velcro.
Not even the zipper.
Not even a zipper. Yeah, it's like Velcro strips there, and which I guess is easy to take on and off, you know, if you're doing a lot of costume changes. But I have a sewing machine in my apartment that I need to break out because I was making masks for a while when the pandemic first broke out. And I was thinking, yeah, maybe it's time to do this. But the thing about this is an official Disney product. It's got Pirates of the Caribbean on there.
But
so
you can make it so much better.
I know.
They put that stuff together with like the cheapest materials.
Yeah. So you're in agreement with me. I need to revamp this, and you know, it gives me some good ideas. Like the other thing about this is like, okay, it's really colorful in the front, you know, and you're walking around. Yeah, you look cool. And then you turn around and it's plain.
Oh, that's bad.
It's almost as bad as minifigs that are only printed on the front and not on the back.
Right.
So I had this complaint about the video mermaid. Her front of the cone, her tail, has that waffle print on it, the candy mermaid.
There's nothing on the back.
And you turn it around and there's no printing on the back. It was like, come on, Lego. But this
better than that.
It's almost as if I'm looking at this going, well, it's an official Disney product, but I think we're just going to have to do an upgrade, right? We'll take elements of this and make.
You have time. You have 2 weeks.
I do. I
mean, you have 3 weeks, right?
Well, Talk Like a Pirate Day is the 19th. So I have 1 week for Talk Like a Pirate Day. But if I want to use this for BrickCon, I do have a couple weeks.
This would be excellent on you for Talk Like a
The
Pirate.
bodice. Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
tip it over to you in time.
No, that's okay. I don't want to risk, the bags coming off.
The bag.
That's okay.
No,
I've seen you wear it
just the
too. It's
bodice.
not easy to walk around in.
This is a separate piece. This is
Oh,
a bodice,
oh.
and this is just a flimsy shirt, which
Oh,
I should have
okay.
used better cotton, but I didn't. And think about it.
I'll think about it.
I could put it in a flat rate box and
two-day flat rate and get it to me. Okay. We'll talk after the stream.
I mean, the offer is there.
This goes back to people enabling you. You know, you've all heard me talk about Ferg enabling me to go to conventions.
I am.
You're witnessing it right here, folks.
I am the enabler.
He's enabling me to wear this getup for Talk Like a Pirate Day, which is amazing. I will say that just looking at it.
Wear it to work?
However, I will put this caveat out there. If you do send it to me and it doesn't fit quite right, I will not be wearing it because the last thing I want is to be wearing something that looks absolutely ridiculous on me. So I will say, but this is enabling at its finest, folks. Just so you know, you're witnessing it right here.
That's my job.
And since we're talking about enabling, okay, so we talked about Ferg enabling me to go to conventions, and you probably saw.
And I talked you into going to conventions,
and you did too. Exactly, and
all of us were offering to drive you.
I tell you, I think it was the January meeting. I want to say either January or February, because we were at CLUG.
It was pretty close.
I think it was February. But CLUG, we were sitting next to each other. So imagine me sitting next to Allie on my right, Markworm on my left. And I just remember they were saying, so who all is going to Brick's Cascade? And Allie raised her hand and Brickworm raised her hand. And both of them almost at the same time started, punching me on my shoulders. Like they're going back and forth. I felt like a little punching bag. And I kind of like
sorry, we're overzealous.
Yeah. I'm kind of like, maybe. I'm a maybe. Yeah, but I'm so glad that you pushed me into going, or I should say pushed me.
You won something, didn't you?
I at Brick's Cascade? Not at Brick's Cascade. I won at BrickCon.
But you won one of the raffles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
was. I think everybody won a raffle.
At Brick's Cascade, yes. At BrickCon, no.
BrickCon, I won a raffle for Pirates of Barracuda Bay.
Right.
And also at BrickCon, I won I got my trophy for my honorable mention for my film, which like, yay! I'm a filmmaker now. I'm an award-winning filmmaker.
It works for me.
It works.
Fluff your resume if you need to, but it works for me.
Well,
so in the brick community, winning an award is huge. It's what everybody aspires to. I mean, we all enter our mocks thinking, okay, maybe this will win, maybe. But then we look at somebody like Mark Cruikshank or Boone or
Doug Hughes. Doug Hughes won 5 awards at the last.
And then I'm just like, okay, forget it. I'm not even going to try. So
I remember I went to pick up my trophy. Okay, so for those of you who aren't familiar with BrickCon, in fact, that's part of what we're probably going to do today a little bit, is that the trophies are made by the people who are part of CLUG. And so they're 8x8 base plates, or plates rather, and they're about 3 bricks tall, and then you put something in the middle of it. And I remember I went to go pick up my trophy at the warehouse, and they had all 5 of Doug Hughes's trophies like on the side waiting for him to pick them up. And I was like, that's crazy. He won 5 different awards in multiple categories. So you're right. You're right. When you get one of those trophies, then it's like you're legit, right? It's like, okay, I'm here.
I really wanted a trophy, and I knew that I could never compete on that level of build with
But
these
you can on
incredible
wearables.
builders. So I was trying to think of what can I do that I'm good at that nobody else
That nobody else can build you on.
How do I incorporate Lego into my cosplay? And that's how I got inspired to do that.
Yeah.
Which the reception for that,
it was amazing. It just so many people.
I went up to get the award at Bricks Cascade, and I was in tears, just like, you like, like Sally Field, you like me, you really like me. It was that amazing feeling. So I feel like, if you get an award for your movie making, that is awesome.
Well, and I appreciate that, because I honestly, what was funny is I had submitted that same film to Bricks by the Bay, and it never placed. And also people came up to me and they go, that movie, it's so depressing. I'm like, well, it's supposed to be depressing. Not all movies have to end with a happy ending. It was intentional. That's great. If you felt depressed at the end of that movie, that's awesome. But they were like, it was so depressing. And it was like, okay. But it is also, goes back to the audience.
Right.
Bricks by the Bay is a more family-friendly type of convention, whereas BrickCon is specifically for AFOLs.
Yes.
And so when you're looking at that and you're thinking, oh, okay, so I didn't win an award there, but then I bring it to BrickCon and it's like takes second place, right?
Right.
So I was like, okay, now I know if I submit something to Bricks by the Bay in the future, it's got to be more joyful, family friendly, happy, hearts and stars and all that kind of thing. And that if I want to go darker, like I did with this film. And for those of you who haven't seen the film, it's called Quantum. And it's the story of this woman who had lost her baby and is trying to reconnect with her baby through her Lego minifigures. And I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to give any spoilers, but let's just say, so the whole premise too, I think starting off a film where you started off with, this woman who's already depressed, right? So, but
it's a big hole to dig out of.
Well, but I think what was great is that was a movie that I did in film school, and to get the recognition at BrickCon, I was shocked because honestly, I submitted it because they had a film category and I didn't win at Bricks by the Bay. So I figured, okay, this probably isn't going to win here either. And then when they announced my name, they go, and honorable mention goes to Quantum by Naomi Taki. She's like, what? What? Yeah. Yeah. So I really feel vindicated. And then it's also, I can say, oh, so the 2 years I spent in film school actually resulted in something that I can say I got recognized for that film.
I mean, if anything, it's big in the brick community. I think it's wonderful. So
yeah. Well, and the first award I won was for my Spice Pirate ship. And that's how I got to be known as the woman who builds pirate ships, because I did that Spice Pirates, and I did the custom sales with the Unikitty, Angry Unikitty. Yes. Yeah. And I'm working on some custom sales for the steampunk ship that I'm working on right now. So that's, I was looking at my list of different things I'm bringing to BrickCon, and I was just like, what am I thinking? I'm thinking about how Amy DD was talking about her 7 costumes that she was bringing to BrickCon or DragonCon. I've got, I think, 4 different collabs that I'm working on right now. And for those of you who may have tuned in yesterday, I think Rick Brickham, I have an update for you, by the way. Here's my updated, in fact, here, I'm going to make myself, this is my updated bunker for Ursula. And I made these custom Flotsam and Jetsams. And the other thing that I did as far as an update is I was looking for a bubble to put in the middle for her globe. And then I looked at the reference photos, and she has this green like head thing in the middle. So I did that with, there's a dome there, a clear dome with the green head in the middle. So that was the latest update, and this one is done.
Yay.
This one, actually, I take that back. I have to go after the stream is over. I've got to go visit with Eric Wilkinson and replace these 1x2s with axle holes with the 1x2 with the Technic pin. And then I guess if I can find a gray door, that would be the last thing I need to do. But so I've got this bunker collab I'm working on. I've got the Women's Brick Initiative collab with the fish aquarium. I've got the steampunk collaboration with the fly-ins. And I'm thinking to myself, what did I get myself into? I'm doing so many of these things. And I'm just curious, when you get ready for a con, so how long did it take you to make that dress when you made that?
That I can't remember, but it was
a couple of years. Just
no.
Oh, okay.
I don't work in years.
Okay, months.
Months of. And
I also brought. I was going to bring you some of these too.
Hold on to them. I will use them. I have ADHD and I work best under pressure. That's what gets me going. And I worked like a fiend, I think, for 2 solid months of trying to make the fabric, trying to get the pattern right. And up until the night before, it's every cosplayer's mode of operation is up until 4 a.m. trying to
get everything done just right. Now, do you do 3D printing like Amy DD does as well?
I haven't figured that stuff out yet. We have a 3D printer, and I am amazed at what they do. And I feel like I can't wrap my head around the whole process. But and they've done scales that are like Lego pieces, but they're 3D printed. I can't remember which person did it, but it was like armor coming down. It was fabulous. They take cosplay to a much higher level than I do.
She talks about how what she'll do is she will start the printer, and then midway through the printing, she lays down this mesh of fabric. Yes. And then the 3D printer will keep printing, and then it's already incorporated into the fabric, which is brilliant to think about doing it that way.
Yes. Trying to get the plastic film of the bags to stick to the fabric without it tearing, without it melting, it was a big learning process. I mean, I like how it came out, but I do want to redo it because I learned how not to do it.
Right.
So the next one will be easier.
We don't see the flaws, though. I'm sure you see the different things, from a distance, we're looking at it and it looks really well composed.
There are parts where the seams are coming undone. I can see it like right here. I don't want to push it into it, but it's every time I walked, it was creating tension on the seams, and
you could hear it too when you were walking down the hallway. You could hear you.
Yes. It was not made for stealth.
No, it wasn't. Ninjas would not be wearing that dress.
No, not a ninja. No, definitely not. But it was fun, and just having kids come up and point and tell me their favorite minifigs and stuff. That's what the joy is. I was really hoping it would win. I mean, truthfully, but
it did.
I didn't think it would. But talking with the little kids, that's what gets me going, to inspire little kids to keep building. Don't put your Lego away. I haven't put my Lego away. Don't put it. Keep going, and just
Well, that reminds me of just how at the very beginning of the show, you mentioned you like to cosplay because of the anxiety you have in public situations. And then when you put on the costume and you put on makeup, and then all of a sudden you're this other person,
Yes.
then you can embody that person, and then
Yes.
you can go out and chat with people.
Yeah.
So Dolores Umbridge, why did you pick Dolores? I mean, you talked about being evil with people, but there's a lot of evil
No.
Harry Potter characters, right?
So my body shape is
Okay.
not a spry young thing.
I'm with you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I have birthed 3 children. I've carried them to term. And I like pasta. So yeah, so trying to figure out what I will never be, the Marvel character that's in a
Black Widow
and
or
that's not me.
Catwoman.
Right. And
Mhm.
I embrace what I have to work with, and I work around that. And Dolores Umbridge is matronly and
And she's evil.
and she's evil, and it's been fun. It's been really fun. You can go on. There are pictures of Dolores on my Instagram, and
Yeah, I can't wait.
yeah.
In fact, I wonder if I can pull this up in
I don't
another.
know if you can pull it. I found out that I can't while I'm talking to you.
Yeah. Well,
So,
I'm gonna check in the
back there.
background because oops, for some reason my remote keyboard is not working. Alley Craft 3K. There you are.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay. So here, why don't I do this? I'm gonna share my
Scroll
screen.
down.
Oh, you can see it?
No, I'm just telling you to scroll down. I know it's down a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's see if I can find it. How far down do I have to go?
Just a little bit.
Okay. Why don't I do this? I'm going to share my screen, and then you can tell us where it is.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd probably be easier. But and I do like the fact that this is what's nice about having StreamYard is that it's a lot easier to share stuff. Okay. So can you see that? This is your Alleycraft 3K account.
Go down.
Farther down?
Right
Okay.
Yep.
And you get to see beautiful parts of Bainbridge Island, by the way. Oh, there's Crystal and Amy.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going.
And there's your dress.
So there's my Tilly. In the middle there, down in the blue. That's my Tilly.
Oh.
From and so if you go
that's
back
at the Star Trek convention.
Yes. No, that was it. That was one of the Comic-Cons.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Keep
and
going. There she is. Keep going.
Oh.
Right there in the middle.
Oh. Oh, that hair is so perfect.
And I found the hat at a yard sale like 30 years ago.
Oh, and the makeup. You did such a good job of the makeup too.
Thank you.
Okay, these are other photos from Comic-Con. You did that?
It depends on the date. That looks like
that was September 14th.
That was Rose City Comic-Con.
So this was like 2 years ago, almost to the day.
Yep. And actually it's going on this weekend, and I didn't even realize it. And I'm getting pictures from my friends.
Boone is there.
He actually met with a mutual friend of ours, and my friend sent me pictures. Hey, look who I bumped into. And like,
oh, how funny.
It's such a small community. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
It's community, and it's people accepting each other.
Right.
We're all just living our lives and enjoying.
And here's another one where you're with another.
Oh yeah, people would come up and want pictures with Dolores. So it was great. It was great.
Now the trim that you have on her jacket, did you put that on?
I did.
Okay.
So that was a Salvation Army suit jacket,
Mm-hmm.
and I put the trim on the jacket, on the collar,
Yes.
the cuffs, and on the bottom of the skirt, so it all tied in together.
Wow.
And she has a little cat pin because she loves cats.
Oh, is that up at the top
That's
there? Oh, there it
on
is.
the other side. On the, I can't point to it because
Right here, right? This one?
yeah.
Yeah.
And my wand broke at some point,
Oh,
so I need to redo the wand. But
I'm gonna have to break out my HP stuff.
Yeah.
I've been hesitant to break out some of my Harry Potter stuff just because
yeah,
of controversy right now.
I wouldn't take my good stuff to a con just because I
Mhm.
was going to lose it.
Right.
But I had a bunch of business cards printed up by Vistaprint that
Mhm.
are detention slips.
Oh.
So when I am Dolores Umbridge, I hand out, meet me after class, and
Oh, how funny.
because you are running amok, and
Oh
other
my gosh.
references. So it's fun. I just get a
Oh.
kick out of it.
So now that you've done Dolores Umbridge, what's your next project after that? Have you thought about what character you might think about?
There are some that I want to do, but I don't want to say.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to put myself on the line because then it's pressure to actually get it done.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like cosplay all of a sudden has gone. I love doing things that aren't mainstream. And for a long time, cosplay was kind of not mainstream. And now when you go to Joann's and it has cosplay material, and it's become commercialized. That really,
right.
It's just, I'll stick with what I do, but I don't, it kind of took the
You took the love out of
the
hobby.
It got commercialized, and
Mm-hmm.
that can't put the words on it, but it just irked me. And then all these professional cosplayers are coming to Comic-Con, and
right.
I don't have the stuff here
Mm-hmm.
to enhance and push up.
You don't have the huge tracts of land.
Yeah, so if you understand what I'm alluding to.
Yes, I think we understand.
Yeah, so
yeah,
when you go to Comic-Con and that's what everybody is doing, it's like, oh, okay, I can't compete with that.
We need to have this subculture in the Lego community more, in my opinion. That's why I'm really so thankful again that you and Brickworm and Ferg all encouraged me to go to Bricks Cascade, because it really is a special convention with regard to the cosplay portion of it, the way that it does integrate family activities, and how much room there is that you can work. I was shocked at that. Hello, Lena.
I missed both BrickCon and Bricks Cascade in person.
Yeah.
It's wonderful that we were able to adapt and do it online. But it was Bricks Cascade right before shutdown, like days before everything shut down for the pandemic. I had signed up to do games. I didn't go to a single game because all I wanted to do is talk to people that I haven't seen. And these people who've become good friends, that it really is like this big family. And I'm so excited for BrickCon because we haven't had that for so long.
And BrickCon is coming up. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, I don't know if they've sold out already.
They still have they still have,
they're capping it at 400.
Right. And I think they still had convention attendee tickets.
Okay. Let's take a look.
Last I heard.
I'm going to look
because I will disconnect myself if I do.
All right. brickcon.org. We're going to show it to you live here, folks. Okay. So let me share my screen.
It really is a wonderful weekend. Just inspiring you to get out and do more building and
well, and that's the thing, is that you can also get completely immersed in it too.
Yes.
Okay, so right now we have the other reason why this is a very important convention. It's the 2 BrickCon Decades convention. This convention is the longest running North American adult fan of Lego convention, from what I understand. 20 years. And it's always the first weekend of October. And it sounds like the public tickets are now on sale at Eventbrite, but I'm looking for the AFOL one. I think you have to do afol.brickcon.org. Here, let me try that. Oops.
Or you could go through their Facebook page.
I think it's afol.brickcon. Yeah. So if you go to afol.brickcon.org, and then this will tell us, let's see, October 1st, it's a private convention. Click here for, oh, that's the public. AFOLs, here we go. In person. Okay, here it is. The magic question, do they still have tickets? Because they capped it at 400.
Correct.
They may be sold out. Let's see, tickets. And public tickets. Okay, well, let's see, $85. And I'm going to click on this. And I think you can still register, but you only have until September 18th. So you only have 6 more days if you want to register as an adult.
Oh, and if you haven't filled out, I just remembered, I haven't done, every convention attendee gets 2 bricks engraved, right. And I have not figured out what I want engraved. So I need to do that. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
That's
big. You gotta do that by September 18th. And
yes,
you can also have teenagers 16 to 17, yes, which I'm surprised, I guess 18 counts as an adult. So 16 to 17-year-olds can register too, which I was surprised about. I thought it was all adults, but it looks like they've added the teen category. So that's awesome. Okay, so now that we know that, that is for $85 for in-person. And then the virtual
and you
is,
usually
I
get
think, 20, 25. And you have to purchase this separately, by the way. And you only have until October 3rd to get the virtual ticket. So if you want to have the combined experience where you're there in person and you also have the virtual option, you need to buy both.
Right. And the thing with the convention fee is that you usually walk away, it's not dollar for dollar, but if you participate in games and you get the swag bag, you walk away with a lot of Lego. It's not just you're handing off $80 and that's it. You walk away with a lot of.
I got an elf set when I was at Bricks Cascade. And then I won that Pirates of Barracuda Bay. Right. So that was like a $200 set there. And hello, Glenn Copeland. Welcome to the stream. And Lena's here as well. Welcome. Yeah, so we've been talking about cosplay at conventions, Lego conventions specifically, or I should say brick conventions, ones that are, adult fan of Lego recognized by adult fans of Lego conventions recognized by Lego. And oh, Brothers from Another Brick is here too. Look at that. Gang's all here. So yeah, so we've been talking a little bit with Allie Perry, by the way, who's here in the Seattle area. This was supposed to be a Brickanista on the Move episode, but because of the rain, we postponed that. And Lena likes your cat.
I like my cat. This is Kibby. He's a good cat.
And I did make a preliminary announcement yesterday that I will be adopting a dog right after BrickCon. So yeah, I am going to be driving to Idaho the day after BrickCon to go pick up my dog.
So do they come with a name or do you pick out a name?
Well, this dog's 4 years old, so her name's Sarah. And I'm not sure if I might keep the name or I might do a riff off of the name. So it isn't too far off from what she knows. Glenn, you didn't say Mew when you joined. That's true. And here it is. So whenever Glenn joins a stream, he usually says meow. Oh, so what type of dog? I am getting a corgi. I've always loved corgis.
Yay!
And I've been actually talking to this breeder in Idaho for the last year or so. Because when I moved into this apartment is dog friendly. And when I first moved to Washington, I was in a shared house and I wasn't allowed to have pets. And I originally was going to go for a male puppy. But then the more I thought about it, I said, I don't think I'm going to have time. And, there's a lot of training that you need to do with puppies. So I've been chatting with her some more, and she is retiring one of her, she just had a litter. Sarah had a litter. So some of her breeding dogs, she's been retiring, and she's just turned 4. She will be spayed in a couple days, and then I will be picking her up in a couple weeks. So I'm very excited. And I'll send you a photo so you can see.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm excited. She is a red-headed tricolor. So if you're familiar with corgis, my last dog, Logan, was a red and white, very similar to your cat's coloring, where it's primarily with the red on the face, some white markings, and then a white chest, and then the back was all red. Well, this one is a red-headed black tricolor. So her head is red with some sable kind of blackish markings. She's got a white chest and she's got a black back, and her hindquarters are both white and red. So I'm like, she's so adorable. And she's 25 pounds, which is great because I'm in an apartment. So I kind of wanted a smaller size. And apparently her disposition is very similar to my last dog, where he didn't bark a lot. He would only bark if something was like, if he was on alert. So she's a very quiet dog, and she's apparently the lowest in the pack as far as the alpha pecking order. And so she's actually very excited that she'll be the only dog here. And, she'll have a chance to be like the leader of her pack of one. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited about it. So I'm right after BrickCon, literally the day after BrickCon. I've already blocked my calendar. It's going to take me 7 hours to drive to Idaho. I'm going to spend the night. I'm going to hang out with some friends.
So where in Idaho?
It's near Boise.
Okay. Because I just think of driving to my daughter's grad school in Pocatello, and that it was like 12 hours.
Oh, no. This I mapped it out. It's going to take me 7 to 7.5 hours to get there. So I figure if I leave on Monday, and then I get there and then spend the night, hang out with some friends, have some dinner. And then first thing in the morning, I'll pick up Sarah and then drive back here. And then I will be home with my new dog on the 5th. Yay! Oh, hey, PT McEwen. How are you? And then, am I ready to be led, Brickanista? I've had dogs before. And it goes back to, I will say that I'm a little nervous because I'm used to having a male corgi rather than a female corgi. And I've heard that the personalities are very different. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm sure she's going to be adorable. And PT McEwen, hello. Yeah, we were talking about cosplaying at conventions, and then also we kind of went to a segue into animals. And I'm so excited because I've been waiting to get another corgi for a long time. And the other thing I have to do is now I have to completely redo my apartment, get all the Lego off the floor, start rearranging boxes and doing all that. But yeah, no, so I'm really excited. I will, I'm sure, let's see, October 5th is a Tuesday. So Wednesday, October 6th, she will be making her debut probably around 5 o'clock on YouTube. It'd be like Naomi and Sarah show.
I am so jealous.
Yeah. Well, I'll bring her around. I mean, that's the thing is that I traveled everywhere with my dog before.
Sweet.
So new dog, wonderful. Yes. Is it a puppy? No, actually, she's 4 years old, and she's the mama that's being retired from this breeder. And so she actually has been very careful about who she places this dog with. She's kept her for a long time. And when I told her about my living situation, she goes, she's perfect for you. And she's a cuddle bug. She loves to just like hang out with you. And I can't wait. I think she's going to be adorable. Yeah. So be aware. Like the older dogs. Yeah. My first corgi was 2.5 when I adopted him. And he was a rescue. This one's a little different. She's not a rescue. So one thing about Logan is that he used to be outdoors, and during thunderstorms, he would shiver and get really nervous because he was left outdoors in the rain, and he got heartworm. And when the rescue brought him in, he was completely underweight. So by the time, I got him, he was just so appreciative. Because rescues are so appreciative. Mr. Dewey, 757, this is like the third time you said hello. Hello. I hope you're okay. So, yeah. So anyway, we kind of went down this animal path, but I'm really excited. I just found out about this yesterday. I got the photo. I secured the deal on the 10th, and then she sent me the photo yesterday. So it's like, yay! She's real. She's real. She's gonna be part of the family soon. But so, any last words you wanted to share with us, Allie, as far as
go to BrickCon.
Go to BrickCon.
Yeah.
And if people want to follow Allie, this is her Instagram tag.
My Instagram account keeps getting hacked.
Oh.
So, I'm not sure what I need to do about that. I keep changing the password, doing the multiple authentications, but I'm pretty good about accepting follow requests and stuff like that.
Well, people can just follow you without having to be directly connected.
I've been a little slacking. My calendar exploded last April, and it has not calmed down. So between taking on a couple of extra jobs and taking on a custodial job that's not really a paid job, my time got really sucked up. So I've been slacking on my social media, but I will be getting back to it, especially.
And this is her debut on YouTube. Whoop, whoop.
I have never done this before, and it's
you did
really
great.
Fun. And I really do. I would love to get you out here so you could do like a live stream from kayaking in Fletcher Bay.
Ooh. Live streaming on a kayak.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool. But I don't think I would do it with this laptop.
No.
If this laptop were to go into the drink, that would be bad. It would almost be like I'd have to mount a GoPro.
Right.
And have a waterproof case for a phone. And we'll have to think about the logistics.
Think about it. We could do it. I think it's a little late in the season to do it now. So we can
probably
think about it. But I'd love to have you out and just go kayak.
Well, and for those of you who don't know, Allie lives out on Bainbridge Island, and you probably remember I went to see Ferg there right after.
Used to be my neighbor, actually.
Yeah, right after 4th of July. So it's been a couple months since I've been out there.
The weather's gotten a little worse, it's a big hassle to get here. But which is why I never get off the rock. But
well, the other thing that Allie introduced me to is Pagliacci pizza, because whenever she comes off of the rock and comes over to Seattle, she gets Pagliacci pizza. And no, we're not sponsored by Pagliacci. Sorry.
Sponsored,
this is just her. And she told me that the pizza on the island just isn't as good as Pagliacci. So that's like a ritual for you.
Well, I grew up in Boston, so this doesn't bode.
There's a lot of Italians there in Boston.
I grew up on Boston pizza, Papagino's pizza, which is probably like the equivalent of like what's the worst pizza you can think of. But
Papa John's or
Papa Gino's was like, I can't think of the Little Caesars
a
type
Little
pizza.
Caesars. That's it. Pizza
Really
for
commercialized.
$5.
Yeah. So, but nobody this side of the Mississippi does the pizza that I grew up with. And Pagliacci's, I'm not saying it's because it's bad pizza. It's good pizza. The pizza on Bainbridge Island, I don't like. There's something that their crust isn't right, but Pagliacci's kind of nails it. So
Yeah.
we go over, I bring it home, everybody's happy. So.
Well, because of you, there is a Pagliacci's close to where I am.
Great.
So I started ordering food from them right when the pandemic started. So I think about you whenever I'm getting a Pagliacci pizza. And the other cool thing is their pizza boxes are so cool. Yes. They have a Sasquatch on the pizza box.
And it's a local company, and I like supporting locals. So
that's true. And then Mr. Dewey's back. Yes, you're good. I'm glad. And we're doing great. Thanks for tuning in. And then P.T. McEwen also mentioned that they're a multi-species household. 3 cats and a dog and a teen boy.
Oh, I have 2 teen boys and 2 cats and a husband. So.
Yeah. And I have thought about what other pet I might want to get, but I really miss having a dog. So I'm very, very stoked about that. So Pagliacci Pizza, if you are interested, next time Allie is out this way, maybe... Yeah. If the pandemic lifts, have to have a Pagliacci pizza party.
Yeah. I like that idea. It works for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll just
meet you. Seating. I'll bring my stuff to you. You have all the setup in your apartment. I can just bring a bin of stuff.
Okay.
We can do a Pagliacci pizza party.
Pagliacci pizza here.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my dog will be here.
Oh, and I would have so much. My husband's not a dog person, so
you would love being around there. Okay, we're just going to have to do it.
Oh my gosh! And then my cats would know I stepped out.
There was a little covered picnic table not too far from where I am, so we could, after the broadcast is over, we can also hang out over there too. Nice. It would be fun. Okay, we're just going to do it. We're just going to have to do it. We're going to have that.
Awesome.
So. Thanks again for being on the show, and I really appreciate that. And I'm glad for your first time being on YouTube. That's awesome. And if you don't, once again, if you're not following Allie Craft 3K, she does some amazing work especially with, as I mentioned, she's an award-winning Lego builder who focuses on wearables. So if you're not following her, you need to follow her. And of course, please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So for example, if you're brand new here, would really appreciate that. And Mr. Dewey 757, ooh, he has 2 snakes and 1 bearded dragon, 4 guinea pigs, 2 dogs, and a gecko. Wow. Whoa, that's impressive. Wow. So that's good to see. And if you're not following me already, please like and subscribe to the channel. In fact, I was looking at my stats, and in YouTube, they have this, they have this option where you can take a look at what have your stats been for the last 28 days. And for some reason, 54 people have started following me within the last 28 days. It's like, woo! Yeah, I was talking to somebody that I was hovering at like 150 for the longest time. And then all of a sudden I'm at like 220 some odd. And I was like, where did all these people come from? So yeah, I guess now I'm putting out content that people like. And I appreciate everybody who's been here. And you are on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. And feel free, you can follow me on Brickanista. You're here on YouTube, so you know where you are. But I'm also on Twitch, which, by the way, this Tuesday. So I will, first of all, I will be streaming tonight on Twitch because I always stream on Sundays and Mondays. So Sunday night, tonight at 9 o'clock, I'll be on Twitch. But Tuesday is actually my stream-iversary. So I'm going to have an 8-hour stream from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I've got people lined up as guests, like on the hour, who are like anchors. And then I'm just going till 5 because that's the season finale of Lego Masters.
It is.
And how crazy is that? That the
What-
anniversary of my stream, which
the
I
same
would have
thing.
never predicted a year ago, is the season finale of Lego Masters season 2. Which
Any
I think is
insight
terrific.
on? Well, I know you need to get off, but any
Oh no, we
insight
can have time.
on
That's fine.
who are you championing for, or who do you think is going to be the winner of the? I have my theories of who's going to win.
Okay, let's talk about this a little bit. And no, I don't have to go right away. I was trying to be mindful of your time. We've been on for an hour and 20 minutes now.
Doing the dishes, so I'm okay.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Lego Masters season 2. And thank you, by the way. Somebody said Brothers from Another Brick had shouted me out in one of his videos. So thank you. Thank you, BFab. I know BFab has always been super kind to me. I know he can be controversial, but he has probably been one of my biggest supporters from the very beginning and very encouraging. So thank you, BFab, for all your support and encouragement. All right, so let's go back to Lego Masters season 2. First of all, I completely missed the mark. I have on Wednesdays a show that I do with Yano River Blue where we do a recap of the show from the day before.
Interesting.
So Tuesday, I have my stream anniversary. Then Wednesday, we do our recap at 5 o'clock. So I thought the twins were going to go home. I thought they were going to go home because I figured, okay, they're going to need 2 women in the finale, right? So they've been pushing Natalie and Michelle on us pretty much from the beginning. But then when they said it's the battle of the bros, it was like, whoa. And Caleb and Jacob knocked that last castle out of the park. It was amazing. And I did, by the way, verify for those of you who heard me the other day, when I said the yellow castle in the middle was likely the keep, and then the walls around it were like the fortress walls. I was right. And I heard it directly from Caleb himself because he was just on the Tricky Bricks show. He has a Cheesy Studios is his call sign on Instagram or on YouTube. In fact, I'll put it here so then that way I was surprised. Yeah. So oops. I gotta type over here. Sorry. Cheesy Studios is Caleb from LMS2. So if you check the transcript from Tricky Bricks, which was just this morning at 10 o'clock, he jumped on and then I asked him, I said, by the way, was the yellow building the keep? And he said, yes, it is the keep. So I do know my castle architecture. Okay, so going back to the Battle of the Bros. I really want Zach and Wayne to win. Those are the people that are kind of what I would like to see. But I think the network, honestly, I think the network is kind of pushing either Caleb and Jacob or Mark and Steven, you know, with that rivalry and such going on. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
And I'm probably going to be wrong, but seeing how last season went, and I don't want to diss anybody. I don't want to put anybody down, but I didn't agree with the way it turned out last year.
Oh yeah.
And
I think we were cheering for Boone and Mark because they're Pacific Northwest.
But that aside, it's a family show. And what are they looking for? They're looking for family values. And looking at how they funneled the people to the end, I think the same thing is happening here. I don't want to say who I think they're funneling, but I have a strong feeling that who you think is going to win is not the same person that you want to win, the same team that you want to win.
Yeah. That's exactly what I said. I want Wayne and Zach to win.
Wayne and Zach, out of the 3 teams, if you look at what they've created, these huge mocks that are
Massive.
my mind. Their
The squid
scale,
and the
how
whale.
they scale up.
Yeah.
They are the strongest team. Who's going to win it's all about family values and what is going to be most family friendly.
Yeah.
And
it's probably going to be Caleb and Jacob then, is what you're saying.
That's what I think.
Yeah, it could be.
But I think each of the final teams are the strongest contenders. I am still mad that they sent
Natalie and Michelle home.
Danine's siblings. The first team sent home. They never even had a chance.
Dawn and Jack.
No, the sister and brother.
Yeah, Dawn and Jack. Dawn, and Jack. Yeah.
Yes. They never even had a chance to show their stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's a tough call though, because when you look at the bottom two teams of that episode, the other team was the father and son, right? And you're talking about family values,
but
yeah.
I mean that's beside the point of. I just wish they had longer to be.
Well, I think they did too.
Yeah.
If you talk to Dawn, but she's like, I don't know how the judging goes.
It's all been, and it's all editing. And you and I both applied to be on the show. And so for the first half of the season, I was like, I should have been there. But in hindsight, looking at these build challenges, I think last time with the castle hanging off the wall, I told my husband, I am really happy I didn't get on the show because I would have been the first. So we would have been the two Allies. It was Allie Meckley and I. So we were going to be the Alley Cats.
The Alley Cats.
Brick Alleys.
That would have been an awesome name.
And I am so relieved that we didn't make it on because I would have just frozen, knowing my anxiety.
Well, I was just going to say, with your social anxiety too,
I would have been
cameras all over you.
Oh my gosh, it would have not been a positive experience. So I'm very happy that I'm not.
Yeah.
That we didn't go through, but knowing the editing and the way that it's been funneling in, I'm pretty sure who's going to win.
You think it's going to be? So who are you predicting?
That's what I predict.
You're predicting which one?
I'm predicting the twins.
The twins?
I'm not saying that it could go anyway, but I think that's where they're funneling it too.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially all the airtime they're giving them. Yeah. Like even with Caleb ripping the shirt off, and that one.
And quite frankly, I don't think the host is funny. I don't have the humor gene, and I would have just been standing on stage like, really? You're wasting my time with this? Would you just get on with it, Will? I just don't. And he's never going to go on my Instagram and say, hey, but I just don't find his humor funny. I want to see more builds. I want to see how they're doing it. And
you're talking about this from an AFOL. Remember, there's all of America and the world.
The show too. They're aiming it to 10-year-olds who they want to inspire to build. And yes, that's their target audience. But I want to see more builds. I want to see how.
I want to see more women builders.
And I want to see more women. And
I agree.
That's been a long time bone of contention for me, on so many levels. Mm-hmm. I have my letter from 1991 where I complained to Lego about the lack of female minifigs. So it's just been an ongoing thing. They're getting better.
They have gotten a lot better with that Monica Rambeau minifig. Have you seen that one? Where it's actually a smiling person of color?
Yes.
Instead of an angry person of color.
But they have so much more to do.
They do. They do. But I will say the last commercial that they did during the holidays, where they also highlighted some LGBT Q values.
Yes.
And then this Everyone is Awesome set too.
Yes.
I mean, that
I love
was a huge risk for them.
Yes.
That they could have alienated a lot of their customers, but thankfully it was, well received.
Yes.
Yeah. But going back to the predictions. Okay. So I said this the other day, and you can rewind the tape if for those of you who've watched before, is that I said my heart is with Wayne and Zach. That's who I would love to win for their technical ability, and also just, the fact that they have every time brought the best that they could to every single challenge. I mean, I think there was one challenge where they were like, I think it was the windmill challenge, one of them where they were just like, not sure. But they really tried their best. And then I think going back to your funneling and what's happened, you remember at the very beginning how they said that Mark and Steven were they beat Tyler in a previous competition.
Missed that.
Yeah. They talked about that, and Will even talked with them about that. It's like,
and being the Castle Bros and having to give up their title.
They just gave up their title at Castle Bros too.
I thought that was kind of rude. Personally.
Well, and that might be, if they win, then they can say, well, you might be the Castle Bros, but we're the Lego Masters Season 2 winners, right? Whoop, whoop. So do I watch M&R? I do watch M&R every now and then. I think that he has a different style than I do, but I think that one of the things that is hard for me to watch with M&R Productions, though, quite honestly, is when he destroys Lego. It's just like I cringe when he does that. And the episode that really got to me was when he took the Coliseum. He built the massive Coliseum. He walked up onto a ladder and dropped the Coliseum onto his driveway. And my heart just sank when he did that. So yeah, I have watched M&R, and they don't give up their title. They lost it. Well, giving it up and losing it, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But once again, if my prediction is right, they might say something like, well, you can be the Castle Bros because we're now the Lego Masters Season 2 winners. We're the Lego Masters. Yeah. And the last challenge is light and dark. And they have kind of already done that with their pirate hat. Do you remember the pirate hat that they did for the fashion show?
Yes.
Where one side was daytime and then they turned the other way around, it was nighttime. So I think they do have the skills to bring it. We'll see. We'll see.
But if you also look at who's been winning each episode, and I could be totally wrong because I'm just going by memory here, but it just seems like better builds were not winning.
Oh, yeah. Dave and Richard. Oh, my God. They had this amazing penguin build. And they had won 3 challenges, and then they sent them home.
And then the stuff that they nitpick about is, it's just totally, like it's like sitting in a yearly review at work, and they have to find something wrong with you and your job so that they don't give you the top raise percentage. They have to find something to nitpick that is totally. I'm sorry. I like the show.
No, I think you're right.
The show, but the stuff that they nitpick about you didn't have enough whatever. It's like, what?
Well, it cracks me up when they do something like, Jamie and Amy are going to confer about who the winners are. When you know that the producers have an earbud in telling them, okay.
Exactly.
And honestly, I think the producers were really hoping that Natalie and Michelle would have built something better than Mark and Steven, because I think they were ready to send Mark and Steven home to keep Natalie and Michelle in the competition. But when you look at the 2 builds,
right,
I think there would have been a revolt if they had sent Mark and Steven home.
There would have been a massive pushback.
Right.
But I don't know. It's all conjecture. We don't know. But
here's a good question.
I take it very emotionally.
Oh, don't take it
and
emotionally. It's
all
okay. It's just television. It's
I
just
know, I know.
entertainment.
But so at Bricks Cascade, meeting most of the season 1 teams, and they are all such good people.
Yeah, they are.
The way that they portrayed Samuel Hatmaker,
Yeah,
who
the villain.
is
They had to
the
have a villain, right?
kindest person I have ever met on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And to hear little kids say, "Oh, but he's mean," and no, that's all editing, and it is all reality TV, but these are the nicest people. So for me to sit here and conject about who is going to win this season and my thoughts on the different teams, they're all good people, and they're all just putting themselves out there, and the editors are going to twist it.
Yeah, they just want
their
to
own
create drama.
Yes,
just
and they need
editing.
the drama, and yeah.
So here's a question for you. Who's your favorite YouTuber?
Who's my favorite YouTuber? I do enjoy Tricky Bricks when I have the time.
Right.
I just haven't had the time. And I've been a little stressed lately. So I'm really looking forward. I'm going on vacation for a week with one of my sisters, and I am really looking forward to it because I just feel like I've been going and going. I haven't taken a break through all the pandemic.
Right.
Our 2-week Barcelona to New York cruise repositioning was canceled. And so this tiny little 1-weeker, even though we have to be negative before we get on the boat, and they'll ship us home if we're positive once we're on the boat.
I tell you, you're very brave to get on a boat in the middle of a pandemic. I will tell you that.
We scored an awesome deal.
I bet you got a deal.
We
it's like, hey, cruise with us with all these strangers that you don't know who may or may not be wearing masks for several days on an enclosed ship.
But we booked it last February thinking it's going to be canceled. It's not going to happen. And it kept going, and time kept going on, and it wasn't canceled. And then finally we realized, oh wait, final payment is due and it's still not canceled. So I guess we're going.
Like you're going on this trip.
And I plan to mask up. I plan to wear gloves when I go to the buffet. I plan to do whatever I can to come back and not spread it to the 2-year-old that I take care of, or the 93-year-old that I take care of.
Wow. Like I said, you're brave, my friend.
I'm brave, but I also am extremely cautious, and I wash my hands.
Plus you're vaccinated too.
Plus I'm vaccinated. Plus I don't touch my face. I don't pick, thinking back to Bricks Cascade, and I was in the wacky racers, and I was taking the wacky racers that the kids were building, and I would take it all apart and get it ready for the next bunch of kids coming through. These kids were picking their noses. They had cold sores. Their noses were dripping. Their fingers up their nose, and I'm getting the heebie-jeebies. And Christina Ritzman is running around with these gallon-sized things of sanitizer.
Yeah,
because we were getting word that something was coming down the line. But those gallon jugs of sanitizer, she could have put on eBay for like $1,000.
Yeah, she probably could.
But just thinking about what we could have caught at Bricks Cascade. I grew up in Boston, swimming in Boston Harbor, so I probably glow. The amount of pollution that's in Boston Harbor, at least when I was a kid. I'm okay.
So, Mr. Dewey, your favorite YouTuber is Mr. Beast, and I'm happy to say one of my favorite YouTubers is here, Debo Bricks.
Hey.
So, if you haven't followed Debo Bricks is an amazing builder, and he's also been uploading some really, really cool videos and really good techniques. So, if you're looking for some more to follow, in addition to mine, remember to follow me.
Well, I have to put together 2 awards for the Harry Potter theme.
Cool.
At BrickCon.
Okay.
And I have ideas in my head. I just have to get them out. And
Yeah.
I'm going to be
Put the bricks together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And normally this would have been one of those streams where we would have been building on her deck, but we just kind of did this stream of consciousness kind of interview style today. And Debo is excited that I called him out. So yes, you are one of my favorite YouTubers, Debo.
I'll have to look that one up too.
And
I'm excited. I'm just excited to see you at BrickCon. And it'll be I just miss everybody. I really do.
Well, I was looking forward to seeing you, especially now that I'm vaccinated. I saw you at the CLUG meeting though.
Yeah.
So.
But at 8:30 this morning, I'm sitting in bed and I'm hearing the drip, drip, drip out my window thinking, oh, great.
That's okay. We'll save it for another time. I know where you kind of live.
I'm just 2 doors down from Ferg's old house.
Oh, okay.
And, that doesn't help you.
No, it doesn't, but that's okay. I'm sure you'll send me the address someday.
Get off the ferry and I'm exactly straight across the island.
If you do want to come over here, and like I said, my dog Sarah will be here October 5th.
I would love that.
So maybe we'll have to plan something.
Yeah.
Some sort of build tutorial /
like
meet
that.
A pet.
Yes. And I would get some dogs.
I'm sure this dog's gonna go, what did I get myself into? She's gonna be up for the camera all the time.
She's going to be a star. Oh my gosh. She's gonna take over your channel.
Yeah, she might. She might.
I'm gonna start seeing her pop up on TikTok.
Ooh. I haven't thought about doing TikTok.
Oh my god.
I have a TikTok account, but
I have a TikTok, but all I do is I walk to the road end and I take pictures of the beach and the water.
Which is beautiful. And see, if I bring Sarah with me, we could also walk along the beach over there.
Beach. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited about it. It's gonna be nice. It's something I've really missed. And so okay, so now going back, I think we're now at a point where we can close this out. So once again, if you just joined us, if you want to follow Allie, she is available at Allie Craft 3K.
Because I'm all scattered. I'm all
Allie Craft. What's the 3K for?
3 kids.
Oh, okay. I was going to say the Allie Craft 3000. It's like the Nimbus 3000.
It's outbranched from the whole Y2K thing.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah, I just assumed Harry Potter and the Nimbus, 2000, right? The 3000.
Well, yeah, that's it. It's just Allie.
You're big into Harry Potter, Dolores Umbridge, all of that.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, you're watching the Brickanista Broadcast Network here on YouTube. And if you do want to send me a package of any kind or just a nice letter, you can send it to Brickanista Broadcast Network, P.O. Box 31956, Seattle, Washington 98103. And Allie, I'm so glad you had a good experience. I'm assuming on your first YouTube broadcast live stream. Thank you so much for being on the show. Yeah. I'm sure you'll be a return visitor too.
Yes.
And for those of you who may have missed the announcement, so tonight I'll be streaming like I normally do on Twitch at 9:00 because I still have some more builds that I need to do in preparation for BrickCon. But I will not be streaming on Monday like I normally do, but I will be streaming a Streamiversary 9 to 5 Pacific time during the day to celebrate and I will have some prizes that I'll be giving out. Also, if you haven't built your bunker yet, these bunkers, we have a Bonkers for Bunkers challenge right now going on. These are due Monday, and we will be on the stream. Tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow at 11:59. But I've given them like almost 2 weeks. And if you're wondering what the prizes are, we have an MRE ration. An MRE ration. A roll of toilet paper, and a Citizen Brick minifig combo of the pedestrian zombie and the pedestrian dog. They're on their way. So that's the prize package.
I'm sorry, my smile is starting to hurt. That's
Well,
awesome.
everybody's been doing challenges and they always say, you can get this big set and you can get this set. I said, I'm going to go the Bonkers for Bunkers challenge and a roll of toilet paper, which is valuable. If you think about it, if you're in the middle of a pandemic and in the middle of the apocalypse.
If you were in the middle of the apocalypse, you'd be taking like one tiny.
Yeah, you'll take a little sliver of this toilet paper.
Make it last a year.
These MREs, I even got a vegetarian option. So we have elbow macaroni and tomato sauce. We have chicken and noodles with vegetable sauce. And we have beef stew. And I went to the Navy Army surplus store in Seattle. I mean, look at this. Doesn't this look appetizing? I mean, look at those pouches.
If I were stuck in a bunker during the apocalypse, I would want a toothbrush and a never-ending supply of toothpaste. I could not imagine like 20 years down the line not having brushed my teeth.
So PT McEwen says that in this day and age, the MRE might be the best prize. Well, and it was funny because I'm walking around this store and he goes, is there something I can help you with? I go, yeah, where are your MREs? And I walk out of the store with 3 of these, a tarp, some paracord, and what was the last thing I got? Oh, some mosquito netting. So you're probably thinking I'm going camping for a couple days. But no, I'm just getting.
Who's wondering where you're gonna hide.
I'm just trying to put together this little gift package. So if you can imagine, those things that I mentioned, and your gift pack will have a roll of toilet paper, one of these in there, a couple of Brickanista stickers, and this Citizen Brick minifig pack. So that's on its way. Hopefully it'll be here by Tuesday.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. A Capri Sun. Oh, yeah, maybe I should throw in a Capri Sun to do that. Good idea, Debo. Yeah, like I said, it'll probably cost me more to ship everything than it did to actually put the packs together. But I figured I wanted it to be memorable, right? And we do have Dave Morgan and Perry Wang, who came up with this standard, who are going to judge the different bunkers. So you have until tomorrow, #BrickBunkers. So if you haven't built yours yet, it doesn't take very much time. In fact, I should probably put into the chat tinyurl.com/brickbunkers. So check out the standard and then #BrickBunkers to put it into Instagram. Coke or Pepsi?
That's a that's not.
I don't really drink Coke or Pepsi. I'm a root beer kind of gal. So for me, it's Dr. Brown's root beer. But if I had to choose between Coke or Pepsi, I probably would choose Coke as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think so. I don't want to get into an argument.
Not old enough to remember the Pepsi challenge back in like 1982. I failed the Pepsi challenge and got a button that said I failed the Pepsi challenge. And then
Debo says RC Cola. Okay, does they even make that anymore? Wow.
Maybe.
So anyway, thanks again.
Thank you.
We keep saying goodbye, but we don't actually say goodbye. Okay. But thank you, chat, for hanging out with us. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Allie, for sharing your expertise.
This is really fun.
Love your dress. I mean, really did such a great job of that. It is an award-winning dress.
It's the right height to look out the window. So
yeah, I think you should. I think you should scare the neighbors.
I think so.
Instead of putting the teddy bear in the window, you put the the Lego woman who's getting ready for Halloween.
I like it. It works for me.
And Debo says thanks.
Thank you.
And Mr. Dewey saying, "What was the Pepsi challenge? You must be very young." Clearly, if you don't know what the Pepsi challenge is,
it was at the mall, and it was you got 2 little cups, and you had to pick which one you liked better. And it was like 1982. I was in high school, and I failed because I picked Coke, and I've always been a Coke person. And they had the gun that you shoot, and the little thing came out and said bang, and then gave me a button that said I failed the Pepsi challenge.
And you've been traumatized ever since. And you're saying, take that, Pepsi. I am going to drink Coke for the rest of my life.
Oh, I also married a Coke person, so
okay.
Can't have Pepsi in the
Well, you know, Coke also had that debacle where they did the new Coke.
The new Coke. Oh, I remember that.
Bill Cosby. Here's a flashback. Remember, Bill Cosby was the spokesperson. Boy, it's a good thing that failed, right? After what's happened with Bill Cosby. Yeah. Or pudding cups, right? Didn't he do Jell-O pudding?
Oh, yeah. You won't go there.
And so Mr. Dewey says, I was not alive in the 90s. Yeah, we figured you were pretty young.
I had my
Mr.
first
Dewey.
child in 92. So.
Yeah. So see, call this the History Channel now. Tune in. And then you might too. You might need one of these MREs someday. Bill Cosby and beverages. Just That's true. That's right, Devo.
Next we could talk about Harvey Weinstein's movies.
No, let's save that for another stream. Okay. So you've had so much fun. We'll have to have you back. Once again, everybody, thank you all for being a part of this. It's been a lot of fun. And if they say in the Brickanista Broadcast Network, may the clutch be with you. Take care, everybody. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.